Hello folks, SJ here. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. Um, I'm here today to give you a piece of advice, a bit of wisdom, if you will, on some things that came to my mind a few days ago after the session I had. Um, the sentence, the question actually, that came to my mind was, why do I even bother? Now, what do I mean by that? So I came to the session, I was feeling really good, I was well rested, I was feeling really energized, and I was thinking, I thought that the session was going to be amazing, that I'm going to land a bunch of new tricks, and you know how that all goes inside of our head. But it didn't turn out that way. Actually, I when I warmed up, when I started tricking, I felt pretty tired, pretty slow, and I don't know, I was kind of dizzy when I during the combos, when I looked down and then up and then down and then up. I was all over the place. I was feeling really dizzy. My kicks were off. My twisting was off. Everything was off, and I was feeling really weird. And so I cut it short and I went home. And on my way home, I was thinking about it being a bad session, and I was feeling like, man, why do I even bother? I mean, I'm not going anywhere with this. Uh, I'm feeling slow. I'm not powerful. And those guys landing quads and triples and whatever. I'm never gonna get on that level. So I'm here today to talk about that exactly. How powerful that thought is in a multitude of ways. So I have on paper here some notes so I don't forget anything. Yeah, the first one would be, what do you consider a bad session? What is a bad session for you? Is there such a thing as a bad session? Let's take into consideration that you haven't injured yourself. Um, so if you haven't injured yourself, is it a bad session, or is it just it just doesn't it just didn't fulfill your expectations, right? Um, so you have to have realistic expectations, which I'm gonna talk about later. But the bad session is only bad if you consider it bad. Um, so uh, if you put on a paper and you see that your kicks were pretty good, your flips were pretty good, your twists were pretty good, maybe you have even improved on something a little bit, not too much, a little bit, but you still haven't landed the big thing that you wanted and planned that day. Um, Calling that a bad session is just ungrateful, right? So if you've managed to succeed in uh, 10 different ways, let's say, but you haven't landed that one thing, I mean, come on, you know. I think whenever you think you had a bad session, you should put on a paper and write on it everything that you have accomplished at today's session, right? So maybe my hook kick is a bit better, right? Maybe I tuck a little bit tighter in my back flip or my side flip or my front flip or whatever. Maybe my gainer is a bit more controlled, right? Maybe I do a combo that I couldn't do a few months ago. Maybe I do it really good now, right? You know what I mean? Um, but I still haven't landed that, let's say, round off, double back, whatever. You can't call that a bad session, you know? And let's say, even if you hurt yourself, because of, I don't know, whatever, because you didn't warm up well, or you or your maybe your calves are too tight or whatever, um, you still can't, you still shouldn't consider that a bad session, because that's a lesson for you to learn. Stretch more, warm up better. Don't jump crazy things at the end of the session when you're all tired and exhausted, right? So I think that's all pretty valuable. And even if you, um, I've read that it's a pretty smart thing, if you ask me. Even if you fail a trick 50 times in a row, you're still improving on it by exposing yourself to the feeling while being in the air and the flip and coordination and airtime and everything. You're still learning, you're still improving, but you're not landing it, but you're gonna land it eventually, right? Maybe not that session, maybe not next session, but just keep trying it won't be a bad session. If you call it a bad session, you're just killing your motivation, and I don't know, it's just a negative thought that you should get rid of. And yeah, the next topic would be negative thoughts and loss of motivation, which I started talking about it a few seconds ago. Um, well, a loss of motivation can strike pretty hard if you let it to. Um, when you have a bad session, right? Uh, you may feel like you're never gonna reach your goal, like I do from time to time. I honestly do. I felt like that that day that I talked about. But that feeling and that attitude and that thought doesn't stay with me very long. It's a pretty short amount of time, um, because if I let it stay for a very long time, it won't be good, right? So you can let yourself think negatively, but not for a long period of time. Please don't do that, because just fight for it. If you have a what you may consider a bad session, the next one is usually gonna be very good or amazing. So just don't beat yourself over with that. And the thoughts that came into my head were, I'm not progressing, right? I'm actually backing up. I was feeling that way, right? Which is not realistic by any means, because I had a fucking amazing session yesterday. So what are we talking about here? And you can feel like you're not gonna reach your goals. You're never gonna get there. You're never gonna be better, but you will be. It's just a matter of time. You have your goals. You're going to crush them. It's just a matter of time. Don't think anything else. And if you do let yourself feel that way, like I'm never gonna get there, I'm never gonna reach my goal, just don't let that beat you. You are stronger than that. Just have your goal in front of you. You are heading towards it, right? You may fall, you may I don't know, go from side to side and lose yourself or whatever, but you're still on the track. Just don't lose your goal out of sight. Everything is gonna be fine, because even though I was feeling pretty shitty, and the session didn't go the way I wanted, um, I at one moment I was just, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. I have my goal. I'm gonna crush it. It's just a matter of time. So I think that's the way you should be thinking in order to succeed. So the next one would be ungratefulness and comparing to others. Yeah, I think we are all guilty of that, right? Um, I had actually problem with that my whole life. I was ungrateful for my own progress because I was comparing myself to somebody else's progress. And somebody else is just more talented. I'm not talented at all, by the way. I have to really bust my ass for anything I ever want to accomplish. That's just the way it is. And I've always struggled with literally everything. And I've been practicing my and attempting my gainer flash for years now, and it still doesn't look the way that I want to. But somebody else just comes to the session and just does it perfectly in a few tries. That's insane, right? But that's them. I am me, right? So you shouldn't compare yourself to others in that way. Um, you should have a healthy competition to say, um, like I want to be better than him, right? But just again, don't beat yourself over with that because again, you are not gonna be him, and him is not you. So consider that always. You have your own qualities. He has his own qualities. Maybe you're better at kicking. Maybe he's better at twisting. Maybe he jumps higher, but maybe you're more flexible, right? So always take that and yeah, I stopped there and didn't know what to say, and it's just it's just ridiculous. I don't care. I am keeping this. So let's get back to comparing to others again. Let's say you've landed your first double full. That's fucking amazing, right? Which I can't do yet, by the way. I'm still working on my full twist currently. Well, not currently, but I still haven't landed it on flat floor. But somebody else did a triple, right? Oh my god, a triple. But you did a double, and you still feel like shit, right? You landed your first double. Oh my god. But that fucking guy landed a triple. And you want that triple, and you're feeling like shit, and you're oh my god, I'm no good. I'm never gonna go anywhere with this. I've landed only a double. Oh my god, only a double, but you landed a triple. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean that's just childish, man. Just don't be like that. But you also need to know that eventually you are gonna get to that level if you keep training and if you keep being consistent, right? Just don't give up. You're gonna get on that level. Look, I'm into tricking for quite a while now, and I'm still struggling with some basics. But I don't care. I'm just gonna keep training it, and I'm gonna keep drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling because I'm not talented, like I said, by any means, but I have a ton of willpower, and that's, I think, my biggest strength. Um, so just be consistent, keep training, keep drilling, keep working hard. You're eventually gonna get on that level because I'm doing right now. I can do a lot of things outside on grass that I've never ever dreamed about doing, even on a spring floor. So, it's just it changed my perspective by a mile. So if you want to land a triple full, but you can't yet because you've just landed your double full, just be like, oh yeah, man, I want that triple full, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But be grateful for what you got right now, right? I've landed my double full. Oh my god, that's so amazing. I worked so hard for it, right? That's that's uh that's the that's the mindset that you need to have, and that's pretty healthy for you because you want more, you're hungry for more, right? But you're not ungrateful, and you're not feeling bad about about your results because you were fighting really hard for it, and you worked really hard, right? And months went by and you couldn't land it, right? And bam, you finally landed it. and what, you're feeling like shit now because you haven't landed a triple, which you haven't ever wanted to land yet, because you just land a double, you know what I mean. So be happy about your progress, about your landings, about what you have accomplished, but still be hungry. Always be hungry for more, but just don't be ungrateful, and don't feel bad about things that you can't land yet, because they are gonna come. It's just a matter of time. And path of progress, it's not linear, you know. I think everybody who's into training for a long time knows that it's not linear. It's actually pretty messed up. It goes like this, right? It doesn't go like this. I mean, maybe for some people it does, but not for me. Not for me, and I'm sure not for a lot of people. So let's peek into unrealistic expectations and goals. So let's say that you go to a session today and you don't feel very in place, right? You don't feel very strong, very energized. Don't expect to land your hardest trick ever today, because it's not gonna happen. Well, it maybe is if all of a sudden you feel like fucking Superman, right? But usually that's not how things go. But I had a number of sessions actually when I was feeling pretty tired and awkward and sleepy at the beginning. But when I warmed up and I started throwing my tricks, I was really feeling hyped and strong and powerful, and it was amazing. But it doesn't happen all the time, you know? So don't expect to land your hardest trick when you're not feeling 100%, right? Unrealistic expectations can be pretty powerful, again, to make you feel bad if you let them to. The last session, I was having some plans what I wanted to do, and I wanted to have a pretty crazy session and try things that I haven't done before, you know, because I was feeling really, really good and excited, and you know, everything was kind of in place, even though I started pretty weak, but it just went off to be a fucking amazing session. I still haven't landed basically any of the things that I wanted to, you know. I wanted to do some gainer semis to card Arabian tricks and things, and I just wasn't, my coordination was a bit off for those tricks, but other tricks I was crushing all over the place. I was feeling really powerful and fast, and even some other people noticed that I was faster than ever before, and I was really happy with that. And even though I haven't landed what I wanted, actually, I was feeling amazing, and when I went home, I was feeling really happy. And that's the realistic thing. So I think that's the mindset that we should all have. Even though you didn't land your big trick or a big combo or whatever that you wanted, you still improved a lot, and your kicks are sharper than ever before, and you feel really powerful and really fast, and you jump really high, and you tuck really tight, and you twist really fast, and everything is so good and so amazing. But you haven't landed that big thing, right? You should still feel amazing, because you're a great tricker, actually, right? You just haven't improved as much as you want to, and that's something else, you know. So I think that would be that covers it, actually. Um, so I yeah, my brain stopped working again. However, I think I covered everything, pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. If I think of something else, I'm gonna make uh, some sort of add-on video, but I think I've covered everything. Uh, and I hope this helps some people, because I think there are people like me who are struggling with that negative mindset from time to time, and unrealistic expectations, and negative comparison to other people. So just remember, you are you. You are progressing at your own pace. Somebody else is progressing at their own pace. So just be happy about what you have accomplished, and go towards your goal. And it doesn't matter if you're going at a snail's pace or you're just sprinting towards it. It doesn't matter as long as you're going towards it. So that's the main thing you should have in mind. As long as you keep moving, everything is good. One more time, don't feel bad about yourself. Don't compare yourself to others in any negative way. Just keep your eyes on the ball. Work hard, train hard, be consistent, keep moving towards your goal. Everything is gonna be amazing, I promise you. Stay safe, of course. Believe in yourself. Hey, I believe in you, so you should believe in yourself as well. So that so that will be all for now. Stay strong, stay positive. Much love for all of you, and I'll talk to you in the next video.